Mic is good. So what's happening, guys? Today I'm going to be sharing with you 2 of my failed products. Now, when I started this channel was to share with you the good, but also the bad in terms of online business. And today is bad. It's really bad. I want to start by saying I'm not here to sell you anything. This is just my experience, and I'm hoping that this is going to help you. I'm going to share with you the mistakes that I have made so that you can learn from them without having to go make those same mistakes. And this should save you a ton of time, effort, and money. A lot of money. But if this video does help you, please hit that like button. That way I know to make more videos like this for you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you these 7 big pitfalls you want to avoid in terms of choosing the products you're going to sell. So let's jump into the products. These are 2 of my failed products. The first one is this inflatable lounger. So this is a fast inflate lounger. So it's used often if you're outdoors, you're camping, you're going to the beach, etc. And when I found this product, it was in super high demand. It was a tad on the bigger side, of course, but it was quite lightweight and the profit margins were there. The biggest negative I could pull out of it was that it was summer seasonal. So in winter, we weren't going to see as many sales. But using market research, I chose the best colors to go with. So I looked at which colors are selling the most and chose those for the variations on my listing. I made sure it had the right sized pockets, and those were placed really well along the side of the lounger for devices and water bottles, things like that. And I included a common frequently bought together accessory with this product. And I went ahead with it, but I did face problems. Number 1 was quality management. So all products should go through some type of quality management system. I recommend on first orders you're always doing a independent inspection of those products to ensure the manufacturer who's producing your products is actually going to give you what you've paid for. But some products are more prone to disaster in this region. For example, this lounger, it's an inflatable, so it has to hold air. So the only way to test that is to fill all of these loungers with air, maybe submerge them and see if bubbles come out to see if there's air leaks. It's just not practical in terms of time and effort. So inspection is actually really difficult in this case. If it's not airtight, it's not inflated, and you cannot use the product for its primary purpose. Now think about in production, in warehousing, in shipping, in customer use. The likelihood of holes or puncturing it or tearing it or just general wear and tear resulting in little holes that leak the air is very high. And on top of that, because of the design of this product, it has like an internal air bubble and then the outer kind of fabric. It's very difficult for a user to go ahead and fix that problem if it does actually spring an air leak. And so I started considering like all these solutions to after sale problems, like maybe including a puncture repair kit with this product, which is very dangerous, and that's going to be one of the takeaways here. I began selling the product. Some customers did experience that air loss problem, and that resulted in less than positive reviews on that listing, which meant less click-through rate, less conversion rate. So the big takeaway on this point is avoid products that are very difficult to inspect. Avoid products where you're already considering fixing after-sale problems that you know are going to occur. Take that as a red flag. Unless you're willing to redesign that product entirely, stay clear and move to the next option. So after quality management, we had user effort. Again, this is still with the lounger. But these loungers, how it works is you actually stand up with it. You open the mouth of the lounger, if you will, and you swing it around, or you literally run with it. And so it does require user effort to inflate like that, and then you quickly clamp it closed and roll it up, and now it's, inflated properly. But the problem is people don't like to do things like that. They don't like to have to exert effort and energy to make a product work. And so what happened is many could not actually inflate it, and they left reviews like, oh, it's impossible to inflate. That obviously tarnished the listing further, less click-through rate and conversion rate, and led to even more problems. So the big takeaway here is to avoid products where the product performance is based largely on customer effort and what the customer has to do to make it work. In general, products that just work out of the box, you take them out of the box and they function as they should, those are the most loved products where customers leave good reviews because it just works. So those are very sustainable products over those which require a lot of user effort, and maybe people cannot actually perform what they need to perform to make that product work. And number 3 here is the big trend. So when I found this lounger, inflatable loungers had actually become quite a big trend in the selling world amongst sellers, and many were already selling this product, but I just took the risk anyway. But that was a mistake, because that market has already become full, it's already got quite a few reviews, and so the PPC spend when I entered that market was already very high. And then it started trending even further. It was at the top of people's product databases, which meant more sellers piled in, raising PPC spend even further. Then what happened was we had price wars. So everyone was dropping their price to try get the sales. I had to drop my price too, and that meant less margins for this product. And so the takeaway there is avoid trending products. It's not worth it. It might look great. You might see people making a lot of money, but do not go with products which you know are trending on other people's databases. Go more niche, go where people are not looking. So overall, in the end, I did manage to sell through all these lounges, but I did discontinue this product just because of one, quality management issues, plunging review ratings, and narrowing margins. So it was all kind of happening at the same time. It was not worth continuing with. My main issue though was simply that if my customers are unhappy, I'm unhappy. If you're selling already, perhaps you can relate. But if I see a negative review on one of my products, it's like, that's the worst thing. It's really not a good feeling. So you rather want to be selling products which people love and which people thank you for, not products which might make you a little bit of money, but they're adding no value or they're causing people frustration. It's just not a good feeling to have, and it's going to actually push you away from wanting to run your business. And on to product number 2. So it's a lounger done. Product number 2 is this tourniquet or tourniquet. And this is an emergency device. It's of a much more serious nature, of course, and it's actually to stop profuse bleeding in emergency situations. But the product made sense regarding one of my niches, which I already have a very, very good product in. And so I found this stemming off of that as part of the niche. And I started looking into it. The market looked good. It's small, it's lightweight, but this market did have some very big players in it already, established players. What I want to say at this point, when you're looking at more serious products like this, where it is really going to make a difference to someone if they have to use it, make sure you're doing your research. You need to become an expert in that area. And so what I found in this area is I knew strength was extremely important for this product. And so I made the product out of a brand new material, making it literally the strongest tourniquet on the market at that time. Additionally, making it out of this new material allowed me to work around patents. Whether that would have been an issue or not, I'm not sure, because it never became an issue. But you do want to do your due diligence on patents and where you're going to be conflicting with them and where you can safeguard yourself by being more unique. So in the end, I went ahead with this product too, but I did face problems. Problem number 1 was limited search terms. I've spoken about this before. I've used this product as an example in explaining this. But the problem is, when a product has very limited keywords, that means when people go search for this product, they use only very few keywords, sometimes even one keyword. Like think about calculator. When people search for that, it's a small number of terms, and it was the same here. People only used tourniquet or tourniquet and little key phrases off of that, but it was very limited. And the issue with that is that everyone is trying to put their products on that one keyword page. Everyone's running PPC for the one keyword. And so the ad cost goes way up, and you have to bid there because that's only what people are really typing in. Now that problem was made even worse because the sell price in that market was under $20. So, that PPC spend is becoming a big percentage of our total revenue for this product. The takeaway here, avoid products that are searched for in very few ways, or especially one way mainly, especially if it's in a lower priced market. Issue number 2 I ran into with this product. I found that because it's in a more serious niche, people were very brand loyal. They looked to trust the brand. They made sure that brand was very well established. And so higher priced product was outperforming my product. And the reason for that was simply customer trust, which you can understand. If this is something that's very important to the customer, they are going to look to well-established companies. And so the takeaway here is avoid brand-dominated areas, as well as areas where customers buying that product are going to make sure the manufacturer is very well established. Remember, you're probably not well established at this point. You're not like a household name at this point. In the end with this product, I managed to sell through majority of the units, but then I did give the remainder away to a charity in this field before the long-term storage fees really kicked in. So that's what I chose to do. And if you ever do run into the situation, charity can be a great way to give back when you do make an error like this, or you just cannot move through those units. There are solutions like that, but we could actually do a video on that as well. So between these two products, I also learned a couple more things. Number one, bundling for the sake of bundling does not work. Using that frequently bought together section on the listing is very good. It's an excellent way to come up with ideas for bundles, but it has to make sense. Sometimes you're a bit too close to the action. You might be emotionally invested, you're excited to do this product, you're going to just add more value, you're going to bundle. You need to take a step back. You need to get an outside opinion from people to tell you, does that bundle make sense? Does this thing make sense? And does this add value for the majority of customers, not just a tiny niche of your customers? And number two here overall is price matters. I've said this 100 times, I know, but I want to emphasize it. 90% of the time, the lower your market sell price, the tougher profitability is going to be. Here are your 7 takeaways from this whole video. 1 is avoid products that are difficult to inspect and those where you're already trying to offer after-sale fixes to problems you think are going to happen. In that case, move on or consider a total redesign. 2 is avoid products where performance is largely based on the customer's input and what they do. Those that work straight out of the box are way, way better. 3 is avoid trending products. If you see this popping up in Facebook launch groups and on product databases all over the place, do not follow the crowd on this. Rather go your own path, look into the niches, go with what people are not looking at. 4 is avoid products that are searched for in very few ways or just one way. Multiple customer search terms or people typing in multiple keywords to find the same product is always better. 5 is avoid brand dominated areas, or where the customer is going to really value trustworthiness or how long that manufacturer has been established. Become the customer for a second, like you're really going to buy that product, and ask yourself, would I buy from a random company, or would I always go with the well-established company? 6 is avoid bundling for the sake of bundling. This one I've seen too many times. I've done this myself, but get an outside opinion from someone. Does this make sense? And get it from a few people and then make your call based on that. And 7 is avoid low price markets. Go with higher sell price markets. It's going to thin out competition and you're going to see real profits much, much sooner. Guys, please learn from these mistakes. Take these on board without having to make these mistakes yourself. It will save you a heap of time, effort, and money. And if this did shed some light in some way or help you, please hit the like button for me. Remember to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.